then I was hearing this term homeopathy, and I'm thinking, that can't be, you know, any good, because I've just never heard of it, and anything that was established, you know, it would be good and we would know about it. And so I was very shocked when I started to research into the history of it and found, you know, for example, across the US only 100 years ago, you guys had over 100 homeopathic hospitals. So these were massive buildings all around your country. They would have thousands of patients coming in and staying, and they were given only homeopathic treatment. Now, this is at a time when pandemics were sweeping through. You had cholera, you had the Spanish flu, a lot of these big ones, scarlet fever, and they were being treated with homeopathic medicine. So these little sugar pills that in our minds you think, how on earth? Now, on the edge of those sugar pills is the stock liquid of that frequency. So the body recognizes it, and that's how they're treating people. But the controversy around it, of course, when you look at J.D. Rockefeller, he had his own private homeopaths. He had three who looked after the Rockefeller family. And as time went on and pharmaceutical drugs started to really rise, money wasn't given in donations. You know, it was sort of given to things like Boston University under the agreement that if we donate these millions to your university, you will stop teaching homeopathy. And when you stop teaching homeopathy, fewer and fewer people hear about it. And then within a couple of generations, you would understand if it would almost be lost. But despite all of the opposition, and I mean, if you just look in the mainstream, if you Wikipedia homeopathy, you'll see that there is a lot of suppression around it. But even so, the World Health Organization still says it is the second largest system of medicine in the world. So in the Western countries, it's suppressed even more, you know, than Europe. India use it extensively. In France, you have to be a medical doctor if you want to use homeopathy and prescribe it for your patients. But their number one cold and flu medication is called oscillococcinum, and that's homeopathic. So if you were in the US or you were in Australia and you went to your doctor and you said, I've got the flu, they would give you a pharmaceutical, hands down. Whereas in France, they give you homeopathics as their number one protocol. So it's very different around the world. But yeah, so, and then you've got that first aid way that people use it, but then there's deeper ways they use it. So yeah, the history of it is very interesting. And actually, you know how you guys have monuments at DC of, you know, people who are really important? You guys only have one statue which is honoring a medical doctor, only one. And that one for you guys is Samuel Hahnemann, who was the medical physician who founded homeopathy. So it's very interesting that you guys would erect a statue of a man who wasn't even American. He was German. And so profound was what they, you know, found with homeopathy. They actually put a statue there of him. So historically, a lot of presidents, a lot of elites, a lot of rich and famous, you know, they use homeopathy and they get the best treatment. But where the issue is that the average person has not been educated about it.
That tells you everything. If the family that founded modern medicine used something they didn't want everyone else to know about. So I mean, this pretty much tells you everything. So how was it discovered